Hey guys, I'm xPlagueSpores. Welcome to Shroud Avatar, Release 16. Hey guys, I'm xPlagueSpores. This is a newscast of the latest release of Shroud Avatar, release number 16, which came out on March 26th. And one of the very first and major issues I wanted to discuss that they addressed in this latest release is performance. As we know from my previous videos, performance has taken a major hit. It seems very laggy, sluggish, just really bad. Well, they did mention it, they did address it. And first and foremost, I would like to read a direct quote from what they said about Release 15 and what they've done with 16. They said, Release 16 and 17 has had to be our repayment of the debt we incurred with Release 15. Tech debt is a term often used in our industry. That means that we were unable to deliver quite as much content as we had hoped. But we do feel the game will be in a stronger state because of our focus on playability. That being said, they acknowledge that they screwed up with the move to Unity 5, which caused major performance issues as well as poor visual results in Release 15. And so Release 16 and 17, they're going to try to make up for that. They actually go as far as promising to pay closer attention to balancing the forward progress of playability. Another thing they did ruin or fail with was the balancing of the new location when they moved new players over to Novia. So that's kind of all screwed up for new players right now. So it's good that they acknowledge it. It's good that they are taking time to address these issues. Their main goal for 16-17, instead of adding content which they were supposed to and reach their milestones, they're now spending those releases, majority of them, trying to fix performance issues. So, which is definitely needed. So they claim they've already increased with Release 16, increased FPS by more than 50% in some cases. I guess that's location dependent. And performance is no longer dependent upon shadow distance. And we should be seeing faster load times. So this overall should help the quality of the game state, bring more players in, and make it a little less painful to play. Because as you saw in the videos, it was very sluggish. It was, as if I was lagging or my graphics card was on fire. So I'm hoping over the next two releases, this release Release 16 and Release 17, everything goes better and all is well and get back to normal. Now there's a disclaimer that came with their update to Release 16 stating that they only just begun to optimize the servers for performance, and they currently do not have a full suite of performance fallbacks yet. So could still be pretty slow in some areas, and obviously the towns will still have some issues based on how much content is in the town and players and player housing. But overall, this is a change that is needed, so I definitely welcome the time they're taking for Release 16 and 17, increasing the performance. Moving on away from performance, some of the things that they were able to squeeze in with this patch, this Release 16, include things like shop signs, only in the towns of Braemar, Kingsport, Owl's Head, Solenia, and Ardoris. Now, these should help with navigation around towns because you can actually see the names of the shops outside. They're also adding in street signs. I'm not sure if that's in currently or if that's Release 17, but that will help you navigate and give directions to different shops in towns. They changed the repair kits a little bit, so now the repair kits actually scale with the level of the item, meaning the higher the level of the item, the more it will repair. So lesser items that are like cheap, low-level items won't repair as much. It'll be just a standard amount. But if you use a repair kit on a higher level item, it will actually repair a lot more of it. The combat bar and the non-combat bar, just the hotkey bar at the bottom, the utility bar, you can now move that anywhere on screen for both the combat bar and the non-combat bar. I'm not sure, I haven't tested yet if they're separate and you can have like one located in one location, you switch to combat and it appears in a different location. Not sure about that. We will test that out. So the NPCs now have resistance based on their type. So if you're fighting against a fire elemental, they will have resistance to fire damage. So you have to be mindful now of your resistance, especially if you're a mage. Because if you're like a fire mage, you're not going to be able to dispatch fire elementals too easily. On top of that, the NPCs and the mobs are now able to use skills just like we are, based on their weapons, their race, what they're wielding in their hand, what they're casting. So they now can use the same skills that we can use, dual wielding, shield bashing, you name it. So that's another thing. Might appear to be a little bit more difficult, but it's just the fact that they have access to skills. If you notice my videos, it just did not look natural. It looked all sluggish when I was running around and stuff. Well, they apparently have fixed this in release 16 to the point where there's barely any artificial lag, and it should appear like real time, as if you're running in real life. It should not appear lagged or distorted or anything like that. So hopefully that holds true. We'll find that out as we dive into this release 16. Now I do want to mention one more thing about release 16, more like an honorable mention here, but it appears that Portolarium has teamed up with Razer upon Razer's request, and so now they have added full support of the Razer Chroma keyboards. This will allow you to use their keyboards, and they light up based on what mode you're in, combat, harvesting, whatever. It'll light up the keys that you can use in different colors. So like when you're using a random deck mode, you can actually, the keys will light up when the spells are available. If it's a slug or no spell available, the key will not be lit up. So pretty interesting. Go ahead and check out the Razer keyboards. You can just find them at their website, but they are fully compatible with Shrouded Avatar now. Before we end this, I do want to point out a couple things for release 17 that will be coming up. So they will continue to work on the performance and polish the game, make it look better as we go along, improving frame rates and just overall performance. They plan on introducing the player-owned towns and really jumping into that and getting that going. There will be a player wipe. So everything's going to be wiped on the game, and that will be on April 30th with the release 17. So all game, property, and player data for this release will be wiped. This is really due to some changes to item architecture, they say, but it's to be expected in a pre-alpha. So we will be starting back from scratch, and we will have to respect and decide if we want to continue, start over at the Death Knight, or try another build. But that wraps things up. That's release 16 and the precast of what release 17 will be. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please let me know. Leave a comment, like the video. Until next time, I'm xPlagueSpores. Thanks for watching.